today I'll be talking about making your own dish soap. Super great about this super easy homemade dish soap is that it's good for the environment. It doesn't have any of those added chemicals. It's good for your skin, and it cleans, it washes perfectly fine and takes off germs. That's what soap is for. Some people do doubt how clean Castile soap can really be, but it removes the germs. It removes the bacteria and everything just like normal commercialized soap, and I've loved it so much. I will make a separate video about Castile soap and tea tree oil because there are very specific things that you want to look out for to make sure they're not fakes or that they have added bad ingredients. So every recipe that I was finding, it said that you should be adding like a cup of distilled water. Every time I added any amount of distilled water at all, it made it way too liquidy, and what ended up happening was that we would just pour a lot of it onto our dish rag, and then to clean the dishes it would just use way more than was necessary, and it wasn't even efficient. So then I tried another recipe which said to use grated solid soap and melt it in, and it worked great for the first few hours, and then it really got coagulated. It got thick and accumulated in chunks. So this is my latest version. You can kind of see how it's separating, and it's weird and chunky. So it got like that, but way worse. It was to the point where all the liquid soap got poured out of the bottle, and what was left was just this like pretty much almost solid chunk of grated soap, and it almost wouldn't even come out of here. And this, by the way, is an old soap bottle that from before I got into natural products that I'm just utilizing as a reusable soap dispenser as of right now. I don't think that it might leach plastic into the soap, which I'm not totally sure of, but I just haven't had time to research it because I've had my final university exams and everything. I'm graduating, by the way, super exciting. So for right now, I'm just using this bottle. But yeah, so the very first attempt at making soap, the first few attempts at making soap with any amount of distilled water, super liquidy, not worth it. The second attempt with bar soap, very thick, was not working at all, and we went through both bottles extremely quickly, and it was actually just such a waste. It felt like such a waste of money, and it had me making soap quite often, and I just wasn't having time for it. So I just made this. I wish I had filmed it, but I was in a hurry and I forgot. So what I do, I melt some coconut oil. I fill this up to half, just this with Castile soap, and then in this bowl here I add about a tablespoon of baking soda to a tablespoon of melted coconut oil. I mix it all up because otherwise it gets quite chunky. It forms into a chunk if you pour it directly into this bottle. And then like 10 to 20 drops of tea tree oil. I add some Castile soap into this and mix it up again, about a few tablespoons. I use my handy dandy little thing here, and then I pour it into here, and then just shake it up because it does get some foam at the top, so you want to make sure there's room, so you shake it up real nice, and then add to the top the rest Castile soap and shake it up again. There you go. Coconut oil is great because it has moisturizing and antibacterial properties, and tea tree oil is great because it has antiseptic cleaning properties. So they're both really great things to put in your homemade cleaning products. This lasts so long, it can even be used for dandruff, for anything. Acne spot treatment, I love it so much. And then the baking soda also just helps it get nice and clean. So you can use washing soda, which is way stronger, but I just could not find any no matter where I went. And then I was gonna make some. All you do is bake your baking soda in the oven for a little while, but apparently if you inhale it, it's a little bit dangerous, and I figured I can just use baking soda, it's fine. So I just bought these Skoy rags instead of using sponges with a bunch of chemicals on them. I'm gonna try these out and see how I like them. I'll just show you how clear the Castile soap is. So it looks almost like a syrup. It's quite clear. Don't really have water on my hands right now, but you can see how it foams up quite nice. Show you how this foams up. That's kind of a lot, but I'm just trying to show you. Yeah, so it foams really nicely. So the reason this is so opaque is, I guess, the other things I'm adding into it. As soon as you mix it, it turns this kind of beautiful pearl color. And it does separate, you can see that, but you just shake it up a little bit before each use. It's not a big deal. So you can see our dirty little bowl here. So what's also nice about the Skoy towelettes is that they are biodegradable and they are apparently from a respectable company. But if you guys know any different, please do let me know. And this is without any water, so look. It's foaming well, it's cleaning well. So I'm just gonna give this a quick rinse. Voila, perfectly clean. This is just my little baby step toward a brighter, environmentally friendly future. And I know it hardly makes any difference compared to the rest of the world, but you know what? It's not even that expensive at all. I'll calculate the cost per bottle and put it up there. And yeah, so I feel really good about it, and it doesn't take that long. It's not that expensive. I'm really happy about this step that I'm taking. Good luck.